hello and welcome to the ESET Premium Security webinar. To start off, I just want to make the obvious comment that we do now live in an ever more connected world, and this is from using smart devices and personal computers to conduct business, either access entertainment sites, and just for general life admin, such as paying bills or internet banking. This connectivity also goes through to the connection of more and more internet-capable devices to our private networks, small businesses, and home users. So the average user now needs an enhanced protection solution more than ever. With cyber attacks becoming more frequent and sophisticated, the golden days for companies and individuals where their cybersecurity could be somewhat of an afterthought or a nice to have are quickly disappearing. In today's session, we're going to showcase the latest in ESET's protection for Microsoft Windows, and this is the version 16 release. And in particular, we're going to focus on the flagship of ESET's home and small business solutions, ESET Premium Security, or otherwise known as ESET Smart Security Premium. Today, we're going to highlight the features of ESET Premium Security and what's new for version 16. Through this presentation and demonstration, we hope to show you why we believe every sole trader, small business, or home user really does need ESET Premium Security to keep them safe online. I know some people have already put them through, but if you do have any questions on anything that's been raised today, please do add these to the webinar Q&A section, and we'll either endeavour to answer these live for you in the chat feed, or we'll actually discuss them at the end of the session. And on we go. So to get things started, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name's Anthony, and I'm one of the channel account managers at Chilisoft, and I have a particular focus on the ESET product set. Joining me today is Roselle Kruger, and Roselle is Chilisoft's Support and Services Manager. Roselle will be covering off all of the technical aspects of today's ESET Premium Security webinar. Firstly, this morning I'm going to start off by providing some context around ESET as a company, and then I'll move to covering why you should feel more than comfortable in choosing ESET to protect you online. We'll move on then to take a look at the features of the premium security offering and provide an update on what has been added or improved in the latest release. Some may know of it, but some may not. But ESET's home portal allows you to monitor and manage ESET Premium Security's licensing and the protected devices. We'll take a look into the features available in the portal today and also highlight what has been added recently. For today's technical session, Roselle will then take the floor and take us through a demonstration of the highlighted Smart Security Premium and Home features, and this will give you a good idea of what it's like to use one of these solutions personally. So I imagine most people on the call are users of ESET security solutions and have been for some time. So in case you didn't know, I just wanted to give you a bit of background into the company and its origins. So firstly, ESET are a global security company, and they've been in the market for 35 years. And coincidentally, they are also the biggest digital security vendor in the European Union, which is quite an accolade. Their award-winning technology protects hundreds of millions of internet users and hundreds of thousands of companies worldwide. Their aim is to safeguard families, work, education, privacy, communication, all financial transactions, and the overall life stability with their security solutions. With their technology and their strong values, ESET protects their customers' progress in every facet of their lives, hence the new company tagline, Progress Protected. And now we're going to go back to the beginning of ESET's journey. So to set the scene, it is 1992. Bill Clinton has just become the 42nd president of the USA. The Soviet Union has just collapsed. Microsoft has just introduced Windows 3.1, and here in the lower New Zealand, there were an estimated 150,000 computers in our homes. And after starting their software journey in 1987, 1992 is the year that ESET, the company as we know it, was born. At the time, viruses such as Chernobyl were mainly spread via email attachments, and these viruses were targeted to cause disruption. And this was mainly to big organizations. Generally, the way these viruses work, they would infect the computer and then erase the hard drive, and also overriding the system's BIOS and boot records, rendering the computer useless. In 1998, NOD 32 1.0 for Microsoft Windows was released. NOD 32 1.0's feature set at the time was targeted and was also up to the task of detecting and removing viruses such as Chernobyl and its counterparts. But now we're fast forward 30 years. As we know, we're more connected than ever, and cyber attacks have moved from being a disruption to a business model. And as the latest stats tell us, a very lucrative one at that. Cyber criminals now look to exploit and monetize our connected world with the advanced and targeted cyber attacks that can hold our information for ransom or use our identities for personal gain. Once largely a problem of big organizations or enterprises, cyber criminals now regularly target small businesses and home users, and this is fueling the need for security solutions with advanced features to safeguard the financial and personal information of this market group. As mentioned in the opening slide, we're now at version 16 of ESET's small office home solutions for Microsoft Windows. From the detail in the rest of this presentation and the following demonstration, you'll see just as NOD 32 1.0 was built for 1998's threats, the features in ESET's Premium Security have evolved to protect against the threats that are a reality for today's user. So if we go back to 1987 to now, 35 years is a long time in cybersecurity. Just as with cyber threats, ESET has seen competing cybersecurity vendors come and go, with new ones regularly coming into the market. In the following slides, I'll highlight why ESET is the protection of choice for well over 1 million users in New Zealand alone. And we're going to start off with the technology. So the technology in ESET clients has 16 layers of protection, and these range across the pre-execution, execution, and post-execution phases of a cyber attack. This multi-layered approach provides far more comprehensive protection than basic antivirus software. As modern cyber attacks, they're generally multifaceted in their approach. Having modules targeted at protecting against known exploits, and backing this with ESET's advanced machine learning and sandboxing technologies, which are targeted at looking for new and emerging threats. This lends to ESET's proven high detection rates and low false positive rates. ESET's multi-layered technology is so well regarded in the industry as effective that even companies like Google embed this into their Chrome browser for Windows, in turn securing over 1 billion internet users worldwide, whether they are an ESET customer or not. The malware protection that any endpoint security product, including ESET, provides will always be the most important characteristic to a customer. But what if this protection slows the performance of a device to a point where it impacts the user experience of their entertainment, work, and internet browsing negatively? As per the slide, ESET is rated a top performer by AV Comparatives in terms of performance on Microsoft Windows for 11 years and counting. ESET is consistently 5 times lighter on system and network performance than the security solution which is actually provided by the maker of the operating system. Aside from its exceptional core performance, ESET also provides features that improve the user experience on the installed device. Battery saving and gamer modes are just some of the features that provide these improvements for the user's enjoyment of the solution. And you're only as good as your last review. And ESET values the opinion of their customers. Quoting verified consumer reviews on the Trustpilot independent review platform, ESET solutions are praised as being easy to use. The positive comments are made about how easy the product is to install and how it automatically updates while remaining discreetly running in the background. Users feel that they're being protected with instant warnings being displayed whenever malware is detected or when a risky action has been taken by the user. And this, for example, could be either accidentally browsing or being linked through to a known phishing site, and then ESET will pop up and alert you of this. ESET's ease of renewal also features often reviews, with renewal prompts allowing renewal from in the product, and that the software automatically updates its license status without the need to input keys from whoever you have purchased the software, or again, upload license files to unlock features. And the recognition keeps on coming in the form of awards from independent industry analysts. ESET regularly participates in the testing from analyst organizations such as Gartner, AV Comparatives, SE Labs, Virus Bulletin, and AV Test. It is ESET's belief that the testing of their protection of their solutions should be public to their customers and peers so they can be judged on it. ESET always ranks in the best of the endpoint security industry in terms of malware detection rates, low false positive rates, and also performance. And just to note, ESET was also the first endpoint security company to receive more than 100 consecutive prestigious Virus Bulletin VB100 awards. And it's quite an accolade. As the New Zealand distributor of ESET security software, Chilisoft offers free support in the local time zone and by our local Auckland team to all of our ESET customers and partners. ESET really pride themselves on the support level that is provided to their customers, and it makes us immensely proud to be able to front this service on behalf of ESET in this region and to our customers and partners. Now we've sort of set the scene around ESET, so we're going to start moving into more of the products that we're talking about in this version 16 release. So the version 16 release covers essential security, which is with NOD32 antivirus. We have advanced security with internet security, and premium security with the flagship Smart Security Premium solution. All clients are built off the same core multi-layered ESET technology, with internet security and smart security plugging in additional layers of security over NOD32. We just want to highlight for the light home user whose online footprint is small and may be limited to email and the occasional web browsing, ESET NOD32 still provides the required essential protection to keep you safe online. For the modern user, and this includes families with maybe teenage children who are interacting online through internet banking, online shopping, streaming services, and social media, ESET Internet Security is the perfect fit. On top of ESET's essential protection, internet security ships with features that protect against web-based threats. Moving on to Smart Security Premium, this really targets the professional user who relies on the internet for both business as well as pleasure. This user may be a sole trader professional or has a small business that requires extra security controls around the personal and financial data that they handle. These users may also need to cover multiple devices in a small office, home office environment with advanced protection, but does not have the total endpoint count to warrant the outlay for ESET Protect business licensing. To give you a comparison, this ESET product matrix, if we work right to left, depicts ESET's multi-layered modules making up the essential protection that is core across all of the version 16 ESET Windows clients. You'll see that the additional modules present in ESET Internet Security focus on the control and protection for devices whose users regularly and widely engage with internet-based services. We move further to the left, and ESET Smart Security Premium builds further on the features of Nod 32 and internet security by adding controls around personal information and additional protection against never before seen threats, and this includes ransomware. So we just wanted to stop going through the product demonstration just for a second. So what we found in sending out the invitation reminder emails for today's webinar, we actually received really positive feedback to the themes of the messaging. So customers and partners responded with questions about their current ESET protection and gave us indications of interest on the features of upper level ESET products that they'd never really chosen to explore before. So based off this feedback, we thought we would incorporate some of the messaging into the webinar at certain points and link this into the content that we're presenting. So this is a screenshot from one of the e-shots that was sent out, and this talked about the large amount of small office, home office businesses that we have in New Zealand. And also how around 29.3% of our total workforce is actually employed by a business that fits this label. It is well known in the industry that businesses of this size are increasingly becoming the focus of cyber criminals. And unfortunately, they're kind of seen as a soft target because generally speaking, these small businesses do not have the security budgets and also the technical skills of larger organizations. So investing in a solution that provides protection around your sensitive data and protects against new and emerging threats has never really been more important. And we know no small business wants to become a cybercrime statistic or have to hide that they have become one to protect their reputation. And with that, in the previous slides, we've seen how all the ESET clients for Microsoft Windows are built off the same core multi-layered ESET technology. Coming up, we will cover the advanced features the Premium Security solution shares with internet security, and also take some time to showcase the premium features that really set Smart Security Premium apart as ESET's flagship small business solution. And we'll start that off with Network Inspector. So Network Inspector provides a list of devices which are connected to your trusted home or office network. These devices are categorized by type. For example, it could be a printer, a router, mobile device, etc. And this shows you what is connected to your network, so you're aware of everything that's there. Network Inspector also helps identify any vulnerabilities in the devices connected to your trusted network. And this can be either open ports, weak router passwords, or maybe even out-of-date firmware on the router. So in identifying and fixing the vulnerabilities on your trusted network and the devices that are connected to it increases the security of your environment overall, improving everything for everyone. The next piece of technology is banking and payment protection. And this is an additional layer of protection designed to protect your financial data during online transactions. Banking and payment protection is a special secured browser mode that automatically protects you when you go on to internet banking and online payment sites across all supported web browsers. Both the Network Inspector and Banking and Payment Protection are improved for version 16, and we'll cover the detail around these in the coming slides. ESET Firewall, Webcam, and Network Protection are again all modules that Smart Security Premium shares with Internet Security. The ESET Firewall controls all network traffic to and from the protected device. It provides protection against attacks from remote devices and services, and can block potentially threatening services running internally on the machine. The Webcam Protection, it informs users about processes and applications that are trying to access the computer's web camera. When an application tries to access the camera, the user will get a notification and get the option to either allow or block this access. This type of protection ensures that the user is not streaming something that they're unaware of and also off to an unknown party. The third is network attack protection, and this is an extension of the just talked about ESET's firewall technology, and it improves the detection of exploits for known vulnerabilities at the network level. How it works is that it scans common exploits in widely used protocols and provides an important layer of protection against exploited vulnerabilities for which a patch has not yet been released or deployed. And still with the features shared with Internet Security by Smart Security Premium, we'll kick off with anti-theft. So anti-theft helps users track and locate their protected device if it is lost or stolen, and this can be done through the ESET Home web portal. And we'll be covering a lot more on the features of ESET Home later on in the coming slides. We'll move on to brute force attack protection. This technology blocks password guessing attacks over protocols such as remote desktop and file sharing protocols such as SMB. And just to give you some context about what a brute force attack is, this is a method of discovering a targeted password by systematically and continuously trying all combinations of letters, numbers, and symbols until the password is cracked. For spam, unsolicited email ranks among the greatest electronic communication problems. And problems with spam represent up to 30% of all email communication. ESET's anti-spam module combines several email security principles to provide superior spam filtering, which in turn will keep the user's inbox clean and only receiving the messages that are directed to them. The last on the page will be parental control, and this module enables users to configure parental control settings and provide parents with automated tools to protect their children and set restrictions for devices and services. The goal is to prevent children and young adults from accessing pages which may contain inappropriate or harmful content. And now we move on to the star of the show. So as per the tagline, Smart Security Premium is the ESET Microsoft Windows client built without compromise for users who want it all. In the coming slides, we'll cover the premium features found only in ESET Smart Security Premium that are targeted at protecting personal information and adding additional protection against never before seen threats, including ransomware. And we'll start off with secure data, which is a feature in Smart Security Premium that enables you to encrypt data on your computer and removable devices so you can protect this data from and prevent misuse. All data encrypted with ESET Secure Data uses the AES algorithm with a 256-bit key, so it is near impossible to break. This includes encrypting either removable drives, or you do have the option of creating an encrypted virtual drive on the hard drive of your machine. ESET Smart Security Premium provides protection around private and financial data in the event that a device is lost or stolen. We then move on to Password Manager. This is a module in the ESSP program that protects and stores your passwords and personal data. It includes a form completion feature that saves time by completing web forms automatically and accurately. The secure feature can log users out from every version of the Password Manager remotely, securing all of your browsing history. Password Manager provides users security alerts to notify if their passwords are at risk or if they're using weak passwords across accounts, so they get the chance to review these and then also strengthen up their password quality. ESET LiveGuard, which has been newly added, is a feature that adds a layer of cloud-based protection specifically designed to mitigate never-before-seen threats. This technology is on by default in ESSP, and LiveGuard's technology automatically submits potentially malicious samples to the ESET cloud for analysis. Submitted samples are run in a sandbox and evaluated by ESET's advanced malware detection engines to see whether they are truly malicious or whether they can just be a benign false positive. And now we're just going to jump back into some more Chilisoft messaging. So the recent e-shot that we've got up on the screen covered the importance of password management in a modern online environment. There are numerous reports of large organizations being breached when user credentials are leaked and used to access enterprise environments. If it can happen to a large multinational with dedicated security teams, you know that it can also happen to a New Zealand small business or home user. The password manager feature we just talked about of Smart Security Premium allows users to centralize their password management, ensure that they're using strong and secure passwords on all of their accounts, and then also get that visibility from the reports showing where they may be using those weak passwords. So you always know which accounts need better password hygiene to increase your security online. The ESET Banking and Payment Protection builds on that protection of the password manager by providing a secure browser that automatically adds that extra layer of protection for users when accessing sensitive online payment sites. Should the worst happen and a user's machine is breached, lost, or stolen, having the knowledge that any personal or financial data was saved to a 256-bit encrypted virtual or removable drive will lessen the worry for that user that their data, which has been lost, is now being mishandled. So in summary, the secure data module in ESET Smart Security Premium gives small business owners and also home users that extra peace of mind that what's theirs stays theirs. ESET Smart Security Premium licensing also provides protection for the whole small business environment. With it being ESET's flagship product, Smart Security Premium is the top-level license that activates all the clients displayed on the screen. With increased node counts and also multi-license discounts, coupled with ESET's uni-license platform that activates clients for Windows, macOS, and Android, ESET Smart Security Premium ensures no device is left unprotected in the home or the workplace. So what's new? And as if you're a follower of ESET, you'll notice with every version release for Microsoft Windows, ESET either adds to, updates, or improves the security modules in their clients. With the version 16 release of Smart Security Premium, this is no exception. In the following slides, we're going to cover what is new, has been updated, or improved in ESSP in terms of protection and user experience. And the first cab off the rank of what's new in ESET Smart Security Premium is the integration of Intel's threat detection technology to the protection stack. This hardware-based ransomware detection technology boosts protection by helping to expose ransomware as it attempts to avoid detection in memory. Integrating this technology allows ESET to utilize Intel machine learning models, which are only found in the Intel Core family of processors. This boosts the detection and protection capabilities of the ESET Smart Security Premium product. And the offloading, the processing of ransomware detections to a hardware-based technology lowers the resource requirement of ESSP, keeping the overall system performance high across all compute layers. We talked about LiveGuard in a couple of slides previously, but the premium feature, ESET LiveGuard, is also new for the version 16 release. We touched on that this is the cloud sandboxing protection feature that is specifically designed for never before seen threats. ESET LiveGuard technology automatically submits potentially malicious samples to the ESET cloud for analysis. While these samples are under analysis, the access to the suspicious files are blocked to the user. So this means that they can't action anything until they get the go-ahead from ESET. After the analysis, if the suspicious file comes back as malicious, it will be deleted from the machine, so then rendered useless to the user. If the sample, however, is benign, and this was just kind of a false positive or a never seen before type of file, that access will be returned to the user and they'll be notified that they can now use the file as they want to. Submitted samples are run in a sandbox and are evaluated by ESET's advanced malware detection engines. So you know that what is being detected is being thoroughly checked, and if it is malicious, it was going to be malicious. ESET LiveGuard is born out of the popular ESET LiveGuard advanced technology, which is available in ESET's Protect business products. What ESET have done by including ESET LiveGuard in Smart Security Premium, they've reinforced that the client is targeted for a small business environment or a home environment where security is of the utmost paramount. And for our next new feature, sometimes it is the little things that make the difference. So for version 16, ESET has added a dark mode to the user interface of ESET Smart Security Premium, as well as the NOD32 and internet security products. And doing a little bit of research into this, if you were to browse any older ESET forums, you'll see that dark mode has been a popular feature request for some time now. I think the oldest listing I saw was about 4 or 5 years ago, so it's taken a bit to come to the party, but now we have it. So now with the addition of dark mode, this allows users to customize their smart security NOD32 or internet security experience, and this can be to suit their color preference or maybe even the mood of the day. So we're now moving into the updated section. We've covered what's new, and in terms of updates to the version 16 release, the what's new post-installation pop-up has been covered as updated. So what this in-product communication is it is a pop-up that allows ESET to present the key features and changes to end users on the upgrade of their new software version. So ESET believes this messaging drives the user's engagement with the product, highlighting to them all the new technology which is within the latest release, and then also prompting them to have a look on how that they would use that within their own environment or their personal lives to really put these tools in place and tighten up their security overall. The banking and payment protection that we were talked about in the feature set has also been improved for version 16. So now the secure browser, which you would use when accessing online banking or online payment gateways, is now by default on all the time. And this will open in all supported browsers when in its secure mode when accessing any of the either banking or payment services which ESET recognizes. What this does is enable users to browse the internet and then flick to access internet banking or make other online purchases and transactions in that one secured browser session. And this stops from when you moving away or moving to those particular secured sites, having to flick between applications. So they've made it a more seamless experience. ESET Banking and Payment Protection now also notifies users when they're connected to a public Wi-Fi, such as libraries and coffee shops, when they're using the secure browser mode. We all know that public Wi-Fi connections are inherently insecure, so this notification prompts them to move to a more secure connection to conduct this type of sensitive transaction. So they may, if they get this prompt coming up when they're going to either make a transaction within their internet banking, they may see that, so they may choose to move, just save that till they get home, and they know that they're back on their own trusted Wi-Fi connection. Network Inspector is also improved for the version 16 release of ESSP. So what the improvements they've done for Network Inspector is they now include the ability to test a user's home router for vulnerabilities. And this would be the weak passwords, out-of-date firmware. And these are prompted so remediation can be actioned and improve the security of your home or business network. Improved device detection allows users to determine who's connected to their trusted business or home network. And this ability is improved by adding attributes of connected devices to the lists, including the device name, its IP address, and also a MAC address. And adding these attributes in make the task of identifying rogue devices on the trusted network easier and more accurate. ESET Network Inspector now allows users to scan connected smart devices for vulnerabilities and will give you helpful suggestions on how to fix possible issues. Now, if the user chooses to follow these suggestions, they'll harden their devices down, but also improve the security for everyone connecting to that network. The improvement of Network Inspector has also added the ability to let users mark their trusted network as my network. In doing this, this allows users to easily identify when they are and when they aren't connected to a network that they trust. If they're not seeing my network coming up, again, they may choose to stop interacting online until they've moved on to a network where they know the security is at a level they're comfortable with. And that concludes what's new in version 16. So now we're going to move on to giving you an insight into the ESET Home where you can manage and maximize your security. So for context, I just wanted to highlight for the central management of ESET's business licensing and clients, there are technologies such as the ESET Business Account and the ESET Protect server. What these portals do will allow system administrators to manage what devices are consuming their organization's licenses and granularly control the configuration of their protected devices via policies applied across their environment. But small businesses or home environments may not have the endpoint numbers, the internal resources, or the administrative knowledge to be able to centrally manage an endpoint protection solution at scale. They may, however, want to know that all of their devices are covered with an ESET solution, know what is activated or what should be activated, and also have the visibility over the ESET cloud-enabled features of the ESET Smart Security Premium clients. And this is really where ESET Home comes in. So ESET Home is the portal that connects multiple ESET features to help users navigate and get the most out of their ESET products for both small businesses and home environments. The features covered by the ESET Home portal include device management, license management, links with ESET anti-theft and parental control, and also the ESET password manager. So the following few slides will cover in more detail what is available from each of these features. We just also wanted to highlight that ESET Home is a totally free subscription and is available as an Android or iOS application on your mobile, or can be accessed through a web portal from any web browser. And firstly, we'll look into devices. So ESET Home Device Control allows users to check the security status of all their protected devices at all times. So it gives you the options to be able to download and install protection for new devices that you've added to the portal. You get the ability to view devices which are running and configured perfectly, or you get highlighted to that on the devices that require your attention, either with licensing or product configuration. You can see which devices have been activated with your license, but are not actually currently in the ESET Home portal. So again, that gives you the prompts to bring them all into that one central location where you've got all the visibility and configuration that you need. You also lastly get the ability to view the connected device detail. So you can drill down into each device which is connected to your ESET Home portal. And you can see like details such as IP address, MAC address, and also last connected internet address. So you know that you've got you can identify that device and you can make sure that it should actually be monitored within your portal. ESET Home License Manager allows users to add and manage ESET licensing centrally. So you've got the ability for any license which has been added to your home portal to view its expiration dates. You can see the number of activated devices which are within that license, and then you can know whether you do have any free seats. You'll be prompted by also color-coded alerts around any license overuse, so you can then dig into that and see if there are additional devices activated with your license which you didn't know about. And you're also going to get notifications around when your license is coming up to renewal, or if it's gone past renewal and it's expired. So you can use these prompts to keep on top of your the licensing of your ESET products. And ESET Home License Management also allows users to share any of those spare license seats that they may have had when looking at activated devices with any of their colleagues, families, or friends. So with this license feature being so important to extending ESET protection to a user's closest contacts, I just want to spend a little bit more time looking at this feature in the upcoming slides. The ESET anti-theft features in ESET Home allow users to centrally monitor and protect configured devices in the event they are either stolen or lost. If they are stolen or lost, you've got the ability to track these devices using GPS coordinates, which in our internal testing are pretty accurate to about 3 meters. If your device has been stolen, you're also going to be able to monitor the missing device usage. So you'll see what's being used by the person that has the device. And this gives you the ability to, provide more detail. If you have gone to the police and reported it as stolen, you'll be able to provide more detail to them so they can, look for that device, or if it does arrive, maybe if they've found someone who has been committing burglaries and have stolen the device, they can then use that all of that data to link it back to yourself. The anti-theft feature uses modern anti-theft technologies, and this covers location technologies and also protecting the devices if it has been stolen. These include putting an alarm on, putting a message across the main screen of if it's a mobile device, and you can even go so far as to kicking off an alarm on the device to alert people to its location. ESET Anti-Theft is a feature in ESET Smart Security Premium, ESET Internet Security, and also ESET Mobile Security. So you can see that the anti-theft technologies cover both your workstation and your mobile devices. Every parent wants their kids to be safe online and to be able to steer them to appropriate device usage. ESET Home Parental Control gives parents the ability to tailor their child's online experience to what they think is appropriate. So the ESET Parental Control with ESET Home links tightly with the Android application, which comes out either the parental control Android application. This gives you the ability to monitor and adjust your child's online activity, and this can be going through both the web guard and the application guard. In terms of application guard, if there's certain applications you don't want to be running on your child's device, then you have got the option to block those and they won't be able to run on the device. In terms of time limits, this applies to both application guard and web guard. You can set time limits on how long you want your children or monitored devices to be able to access applications or the internet. If someone tries to use these outside these time limits, then they're going to be blocked for all activity. So essentially just rendering the phone useless for entertainment purposes. ESET Parental Control also has a child locator similar to within the anti-theft. So you can see where your child is using GPS coordinates. This could be especially useful if you do have a child which has gone out and is out longer than you expected, and you want to get an idea whether they've gone to where they said they were going to, or they may have veered off to another location. And just building on that, ESET Parental Control also allows you to set up zones. So if the monitored device or the child that's using the monitored device actually leaves that geographical zone, you'll be given an alert, and this will give you a way to know that they are where they are, or if they have chosen not to be. And now we're going to come back to the ESET. Now we're in ESET Password Manager. So ESET Password Manager allows users to add passwords for stores for them, their colleagues, families, and friends in the ESET Home portal. So we just wanted to do a bit of a recap on the ESET Password Manager, which is in Smart Security Premium. So what it does is it's included in the Smart Security Premium package. It comes as either an iOS or Android application, and it's also it can be used as a multi-platform browser extension. It contains a password generator to ensure that you're using strong passwords for all the accounts that you use online. And you've also got the ability to automatically log into websites and applications which the credentials are stored within the password manager just by logging into the single sign-on for the password manager. As you'll see later in the demonstration, it also has a security report. So this highlights to see if you're reusing passwords across accounts, if you have weak passwords, and potentially even run a check to see if your passwords have been used without your knowledge on any sites. The Secure Me functionality gives you the ability to log yourself out of all the password managers, which may be used on multiple devices, again, securing those password stores. And for the latest version of ESET Home, to further add to your security around your passwords, they've actually added a two-factor authentication verification option under your account. So you can know your password and then also have to input the key which is sent to your ESET authenticator. And now we're going to touch back on the sharing licenses with colleagues, families, and friends through ESET Home. So we said before that if you do have free seats available in your licenses, you're covering all the devices that you have at home, but you still have a couple of seats available. You can now share these with others which may not have any protection on their devices. So that really allows you to protect your nearest and dearest online. So if you have those seats, it's as easy as sending ESET protection invitations to either a colleague, family, or friends from within the ESET Home portal. And once these family and friends have accepted those invitations, they'll get a login into the ESET Home account, and they can download and activate licenses to put on their devices which correspond to the license which has been shared. From within ESET Home, when you have shared those licenses, you haven't lost them. All of them will still be visible from your ESET Home portal for the full management by yourself. And the person that you may have shared those licenses with either might have left the business, or they may have moved, or they could be an elder teenager child which is leaving home and they no longer need that protection. So you do also have the option to withdraw shared seats, which are no longer needed by the person that has been previously shared by. And what that will do is either give you the option to be able to share it with someone else, or use those on maybe a recently purchased device of your own. So now we've come to the end of the presentation section of today's webinar. I'm now going to hand over to Result, who has produced a live recording. And what this live recording will show is what it's like to use all the feature additions, updates, and improvements we've talked about today of the version 16 release. And where they're going to touch on points of both ESET Smart Security Premium and ESET Home. And also remember, if you've got any questions which come up in the past set of slides, please do put those into the Q&A section and we'll get those answered for you. Thank you for listening to my part, and I'll now hand over to Result.
We are going to give a demonstration of ESET Smart Security Premium, which contains all the features that was just discussed. I am using a Windows 10 machine in a lab environment using the latest version of ESET Smart Security Premium, and also utilizing the new feature of dark mode, which does make the product a little bit easier on the eyes. On the overview screen here, we can see some quick links straight away to the most important features of the product. They are the password manager, the network inspector, secure data, banking and payment protection, and anti-theft. Let's have a look at the network inspector tool. This shows us all the devices connected to our network currently. This can be either viewed in a table or a sonar view, and this can be changed in the top right hand corner. The sonar view does give a little bit of a nicer feel to it. We have a few devices connected to the lab network, as we can see here, a few computers and a few other devices. In the center here we can see our desktop, and it is directly connected to the router. We can click on these devices to give us more detail. As you can see here, we get the device name and a lot of network information. We can also directly click on the router. If there were any vulnerabilities on this router, we can easily open up the network interface by just clicking the button here. And if there was vulnerabilities, ESET does provide steps on how to remediate this. This ties in seamlessly into our network protection. And if there was traffic being blocked, say between two devices, a printer or a network share on two computers that isn't working, we can easily sort this out by going to Setup, Network Protection, and the Troubleshooting Wizard. If any traffic was being blocked here, we could simply sort that out by just hitting the Unblock button. This will create a firewall rule in the product itself without you having to do anything else other than hit Unblock. As we can currently see, there is no communication being blocked. Next, we'll look at secure data and what the purpose of it is. This will allow us to encrypt removable media, such as USBs and external hard drives. It will also allow us to create virtual drives on machine to store information. For this demo, we will be creating a virtual drive on a machine to store sensitive client information such as their credit card information, their names, and their social security numbers, and this will be stored securely. Next, we will create a virtual drive. We will choose the location for it. I'm just going to choose it to be in my downloads folder. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to call it demo. I'm going to choose a nice size for it, 1 GB for example. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to have to set a strong password for this encrypted drive. Next, I am going to deselect this. What this does is it allows you to always enter the password to access your encrypted drive. If that option is enabled, you'll always see your drive whenever you log into Windows, which doesn't make it that secure in the first place. Next, we're going to hit continue and done. My virtual drive was created, so let's have a look at it. As you can see there in my downloads folder, the demo drive that I made is there, but let's have a look at one that I created previously. So I double click on it, you see I am prompted with the password. I enter my password, which then in turn mounts the drive and shows all the information that I put in there previously. I've got my ESET home recovery codes for my 2FA. I've got my password manager recovery key as well if I lose that. I've got my license key for the product, and I've got some personal information for some clients that I have, which is hidden here. This contains credit card information, social security numbers, and so forth, and their details. This is highly sensitive information, which we don't want to be leaked into the public world. And it's very straightforward to encrypt the drive again. Just right click on the drive and eject it. That in turn encrypts the drive again, making it inaccessible without the password. This feature is really handy, especially for small business users that do have client information like law firms or doctors that need to store their client information and don't want that to be leaked. Let's have a look at the ESET Password Manager. With this tool, all you have to do is remember one password, and that's your master password to unlock everything. The Password Manager will store all your credentials for all the website accounts for you. No need to remember a bunch of different passwords anymore. It will also generate secure passwords for you, so you don't have to get creative when you think of them. And this will make you more secure with your online presence, especially if you have the same password for multiple accounts. And I know I was certainly guilty of that. So let's open up a browser. The first thing that happens is it prompts us to log in. This will happen every time you close a browser. This is a security feature. What will also happen is we have enabled two-factor authentication on this to be even more secure. Once that is enabled, you can see your password manager up in the top right hand here. It is a browser extension. Upon clicking on the browser extension, we can see all the website accounts that we have created passwords for and stored on in the password manager. Simple stuff like Facebook, YouTube, and TradeMe. These are all very common websites frequently used by everybody in the world or in New Zealand. When I click on the three dots here, I can go to the website straight away. I can copy the username, copy the password, or I can edit details in the account. And if I no longer need the account, I can delete it. For now, let's go to the website. As you can see here, it launches the page automatically. You can also enable auto login, and then this will also auto log you into the website, so no need to enter your password from the password manager anymore. Same with TradeMe. So if I log in again, it prompts me for my password that has been stored in the password manager. Let's look at the different settings in password manager. Clicking on the hamburger icon, I can see there are things like identities. What identities is, this is a contact form basically. It allows me to store all my details like my name, my last name, my address, and my country, my province, my email address, my phone number. This will allow me to quickly autofill long, tedious forms that are being given to us online to fill out these days. Next is generate password. This will allow me to generate secure passwords on the go. No need to think of any of them anymore. And as I use these passwords, the password manager will save them. Next, secure me. If you've got the ESET password manager on multiple devices, say for example a mobile phone as well, and you lose your mobile phone, you can log in here and go secure all sessions, or log out of a device individually. This will lock the password manager on the device down, and all your passwords are still secure there. Next is notes. This feature is handy because in the secure drive we created earlier, we were asked to create a password. We can write this password here in the notes in the password manager, and then we don't need to remember it. If we want to access our secure drive, we can just simply access our password manager, check our notes, and write down the password for the secure drive. Next is credit cards. This will allow you to quickly add all your credit card details here. So when you're doing some online shopping, this will autofill your credit card details for you. No need to go get your credit card out of your wallet anymore. Security report shows you your password details here. It shows you if your master password is a strong password or not. You can start a leaked password check to see if any of your passwords have been leaked online. You have your account of how many weak passwords you have, old passwords you have, and how many of them are duplicate as well. And we can also see that two-factor authentication has been enabled on our password manager. Next, what we will do is we will look at ESET Home. As you can see, our password manager stored our information, and all we need to do is log in. We have enabled two-factor authentication on the ESET Home as well. Just giving a quick login. So this is what ESET Home looks like. It is a hub for all the ESET security tools that come with our products. These can be managed from one central location. The beauty of this tool is that it allows us to manage the security for our household very easily. Being the most tech-savvy family member in the household, I can keep an eye on the whole household's computers and their security. I can see my dad's machine, I can see his anti-theft, I can see what license he's using, and I can even share it with other family members. As you can see here, there's my licenses tab. I can currently have 4 licenses in there. You can see my Smart Security Premium license, and you can see my dad's Internet Security license. I can even add more licenses if more family members want me to look after their security. Next, I can see all the devices and what license they're using. I can see my dad's here and his protection's up to date. I can see he's using the Internet license. I can see when it was activated and on what product version he is as well. I can also create installers here and share it with family members. And that's the beauty of ESET Home. Everything in one simple place. Now I'll quickly talk about the banking and payment protection. A nice feature that is included is that the secure browser's functionality is always turned on, making you protected from the start every time you open up a web browser. The secure browser also comes with keyboard protection and memory protection, so all other apps can't see what you are doing while using this browser. As you can see with the open browser I currently have, there is a green border around the edge and a secured by ESET sign in the bottom right hand corner here, thus knowing that I am always in the ESET secured browser. Next we will look at anti-theft. If I open up anti-theft in the ESET product here by going Setup, Security Tools, Anti-theft, I can see that it is enabled and connected to an ESET Home account. Already logged into my ESET Home account, I can scroll down to the anti-theft. I can see all the devices that is currently protected by the ESET anti-theft, my virtual machine here, and my dad's laptop at home. Now I will mark my dad's machine as missing. Within a few minutes, you'll see recent activity has started to be recorded, i.e. screenshots from the home screen, and as well as webcam photo shoots. It will also give us the last known position if that functionality is enabled on the machine. It is also checking activity every 10 minutes. As you can see, my screenshot from the desktop and the webcam. As we can see there's the bad guy that doesn't exist. And it's very easy if you just misplaced it to use this functionality to track down your machine. Once you've found it, you can mark it as I've recovered my device. This will also give you IP locations of the machine that it is using, and these can be given to your ISPs or the police, and they can do a reverse lookup on their side of things when they are looking for your device if it is indeed stolen. Next, we are going to look at parental control and how to set that up. So to enable parental control, you click on Setup, Internet Protection, Parental Control. As you see, I've already enabled it. So let's look at that in a bit more detail. As you see, I've created 2 Windows accounts on the computer, one the parent account called Maddie, and one the child account for myself. Let's have a look at the block content and settings. To do this, we enter our advanced settings password. As you can see here, we have exceptions at the top, This is for where exclusions are made by the parents on a website one-off basis, if they don't want to unblock an entire category, or everything is being blocked by category. The tick means that it is allowed, the no tick means that it is currently being blocked. As you can see here, alcohol and tobacco is currently being blocked, as well as chats and social networking. Let's enable chats and social networking. Now that that category has been allowed, let's see it in action. Going to a web browser, I should not be able to access the alcohol page for Liquorland. As you can see, that is being blocked. Next, let's go to Facebook. I should now be able to access Facebook as this is under the chats and social networking category. As you can see, this is how the parental control works. Lastly, let's look at the security report. You can find this under Tools, More Tools, Security Report. This gives you an overview of what ESET has done to keep you safe while you are using it. It has scanned 8,752 web page objects as you are browsing the internet. It has blocked 59 web pages, as well as blocked 59 web pages for parental control. It has protected you against connections of internet banking, and also has submitted 2 files via LiveGuard in the sandbox environment. This gives you peace of mind that ESET is protecting you always while you are using your computer. Thank you.
So thank you, Rizal, for preparing that demonstration. I believe, and I hope everyone online at the moment, believe that it covered everything that was discussed in the presentation well and gave you a flavour of how it would be to actually use both the ESET Smart Security Premium and the ESET Home solution. So now we're going to spend a bit of time looking over any of the questions that have come through. These have been answered as we go today, but if you do have any, it's not too late to get in. We can spend a bit of time to go over those with you right now. We also just want you to know that if you do, after today's presentation and demonstration, feel that you would like to have a look at the Smart Security Premium, please call into the office on 09309 3281 or email support@chilisoft.net or sales@chilisoft.net, and we'll be able to answer any of the ESET Smart Security Premium or ESET Home questions that you may have.